My adopted bro slept with my fiancée before the wedding. She was never yours to begin with. He smirked. I made sure he has nothing left. My parents adopted Derek when I was 12 and he was 10. His biological parents died in a car crash, and since his mom was my mom's younger sister, it made sense for him to live with us. I was honestly excited to have a brother. For years, everything was great. We played video games together, shared a room until high school, and I even helped him get his first job at the restaurant where I worked. When I met Jessica at college, Derek seemed happy for me. He'd hang out with us, crack jokes, act like the supportive little brother. When I proposed to Jessica after 3 years of dating, Derek was the first person I told. He hugged me and said he couldn't wait to be my best man. The wedding was set for June, and Jessica and I spent months planning every detail. But about 2 weeks before the wedding, something felt off. Jessica started acting weird. She'd get texts and quickly hide her phone. She'd make excuses to leave the apartment when I came home early from work. One night, I came home at like 11 and found her crying in the bathroom. When I asked what was wrong, she said she was just stressed about wedding stuff. I believed her because I was stressed too. The Thursday before our Saturday wedding, I left work early because I forgot my wallet at home. I walked into our apartment and heard voices coming from our bedroom. At first, I thought maybe Jessica was on the phone, but then I heard laughing. A guy's laugh. My stomach dropped. I pushed open the bedroom door, and there they were, Jessica and Derek, in my bed, wearing my favorite sheets that my grandmother gave us as an early wedding gift. They both froze when they saw me. Jessica started crying immediately, pulling the blanket up and stammering about how she could explain. But Derek? Derek just sat there with this smirk on his face. He looked me dead in the eyes and said, "She was never yours to begin with, man." Then he actually laughed, like this was some kind of joke. I stood there in shock for maybe 10 seconds before I just turned around and left, got in my car and drove to my buddy Tyler's house. I told him everything. Tyler's the kind of friend who doesn't ask questions when you need help. He just acts. We stayed up all night planning. See, Derek had always been terrible with money. After our parents died in a boating accident 2 years ago, they left the house and their savings split between me and Derek. Equal amounts, about 200 grand each plus the house. Derek had burned through most of his money on stupid stuff, expensive clothes, a car he couldn't afford to maintain, bottles at clubs every weekend. He'd been asking to borrow money from me for months. I always said yes because he was my brother. I had all the receipts, every Venmo transfer, every loan, every time I covered his rent. He owed me almost 30 grand and it was all documented. Friday morning, I went to a lawyer, showed him everything. The loans, the text messages where Derek promised to pay me back, the whole history. My lawyer drafted up a legal demand for immediate repayment. Since Derek couldn't possibly pay, we filed a lawsuit and put a lien on his half of our parents' house. By Friday afternoon, Derek's bank accounts were frozen pending the court case. Then I called the restaurant where we both worked. Told the owner, Mr. Gonzalez, that I needed to speak with him privately. I'd been working there for 6 years and basically ran the kitchen during dinner shifts. I explained the situation, told him I couldn't work with Derek anymore, and if Derek stayed, I'd have to quit. Mr. Gonzalez looked at me for a minute, then said Derek had been showing up late anyway and they'd been meaning to let him go. Derek got fired that same day, but I wasn't done. I canceled the wedding, obviously, told everyone exactly why, posted a simple message to all our friends and family explaining that Derek and Jessica had been sleeping together. No drama, just facts. Jessica's parents called her immediately. Turns out they'd been helping pay for half the wedding, about 15 grand. They demanded their money back from her. Derek's friends, who were really my friends first, all stopped talking to him. He tried calling me 47 times that weekend. I blocked him. The lawsuit moved forward. Derek couldn't afford a lawyer and represented himself in court. It was honestly sad to watch. The judge ordered him to sell his half of the house to pay me back. Since I owned the other half, I bought him out for exactly what he owed me. Nothing more. He walked away with $0 and no place to live. Last I heard, he's sleeping on someone's couch across town working at a gas station. Jessica tried to apologize, but I never responded. I sold the house 6 months later and moved to a different city. Started fresh. Found out later that Derek tried to make it work with Jessica, but she dumped him once she realized he was completely broke. They deserved each other.